Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where I was informed yesterday in Discord by Dark Horse about the fact that we can apparently change administration types of themes. So the province of Palestine currently consists of all of this, and if we go in here we can see that this is currently a balanced administration. So this is how the vassal contracts work for administrative governments, apparently. So he would allow us to be a balanced one. There's civilian here, which would give us, let's see. Okay, so this is 10% tax, 15% levies. We're doing fine on finances. I'm not too concerned about that. 12.5% here. This would be good for building, but bad for military. There's military over here, men-at-arms maintenance. Max number of title men-at-arms regiments. Regiments would be difficult for us. We want to increase the size of regiments, but not necessarily the number right now, because we don't have a lot of places to station them. And then there's Frontier here. Defender advantage, hostile county attrition, fort level, hostile raid time. I'm actually not too concerned about this right now. This would cost us some influence to change this. We don't have a lot of prestige currently. And then there's naval, which we will pretend doesn't exist. We always pretend that navies don't exist. That's just how we roll. So I think for the time being, I'm going to stick on the balanced administration. I don't think we need to be in frontier administration for right now. We have a lot of defender advantage as it is. I think that's okay. The military administration is interesting. It would be a hit to taxes for sure, but it would probably pay for itself with the men-at-arms maintenance. It's that max number of title men-at-arms regiments that I would really struggle with, because that would be these right here. We would get 2 additional, and we already don't have these cavalry stationed in a holding. So that would be potentially problematic for us. I think we'll leave this be as it is right now, but it's good to know that those exist. I did not know that previously, so that's good to know. Our peasant revolt is now revolting, and I mean, this is not surprising. We're going to raise up our rally point here, and did that go here? Apparently. I just don't see it. Okay. We're going to raise our armies there. Cool. And this is, of course, rather overkill. We're going to hop in here and get rid of these jerks. Get out of here. Okay. So that is now done. We will enforce those demands. Excellent. So this duties of a strategos, that gave us 24 there. That's pretty decent. No doubt about that. And then there's this Byzantine expansion war that this guy declared. Yeah, sure. So for right now, we just finished up in Damascus, our construction here, and I would like to get that going. We did want to build in Nablus. Right, we wanted to build this grand temple. We'll come back to that. We can't do that just yet, but for now, we can definitely boost up these workshops, which would be, you know, pretty decent. We're going to want to get this up to a level 3 eventually, so let's get that going right now. We can sell trivial titles, but I'm not sure how necessary this is. We're doing pretty okay financially at this time, so we'll just sit on that. We'll keep that available for the time being. We don't have enough right now to get another setup going here, right? To get another province. We'll need a little bit more influence for that, and that's fine. We're gaining 12.73 per month. And what do we need to get our estate leveled up? Nothing. We just need to build it. We should do that then. Okay. So that should be the next construction there. That'll boost up our monthly influence, which would be definitely a good thing. We're a little low on that at this point. There's a mad prophet down over here. Well, we'll take this governance issue and we'll investigate this. This is in Ascalon, so this is probably fine. Okay, let's go see what we've got down here in Ascalon. 60 influence. That's pretty good. Consider it done. So we're at 204 influence now, and that means that we can start grabbing this. Now, last episode, we had this become independent and this become independent, and I don't, strictly speaking, know why. Oh, we need to no longer be traveling? There we go. So we can boundary dispute this out over here, and scheme potential is absolutely fine. So as before, we're going to put in this guy. So we're going to need at least 43 days for the next one. This is only 17 reasons here. Can we get him in here with just prestige? We can. So that looks good. And then we need to boost this up to at least, well, we need 45 in total to get this to where we need to be. We can probably do that for free. So that's going to be this guy. He would be 13, but I actually want to go to Sycophant first. Aha. This guy at 26. Yes. So he'll join in. That puts us at 56. That's already pretty good. And then this guy at 14, bringing us up to 70. So all we need is an additional 5 here, and we can get to the maximum. And we can get there pretty quickly. So then that would be this guy. He's at 13, so that will be more than sufficient. Let's go. So now we need to build up our advantages here, and that will be absolutely wonderful. We'll take Palmyra back. I don't know why it went away, but sure. We'll keep an eye on that and see if we can figure out what's going on with that. Limited border policy? Okay, he'll probably back off on that pretty soon. So we can't do another expansion beyond this. That's fine. We don't have the influence anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. Now we're going to finish up our rope walks in Nablus very, very soon here. There's our customs office constructed in Jerusalem. So I want to hop down to Jerusalem here. That was building something here. That. Okay, perfect. So we have a couple more buildings that we can go with here. We're absolutely going to build farms and fields in Jerusalem for right now. That looks absolutely great. So we're very powerful at this point within this realm. If we look at some of the other... That was a little laggy. If we look at some of the other powerful people here, like 12k, this guy even, he's not all that much stronger than us. But within the realm here, I think we're probably militarily pretty close to the strongest. These guys are currently superior to us, but probably not for long, if I had to guess. As far as our liege himself, honestly, he is not that strong. He's not terribly much stronger than us. So that's good to know. We're in a pretty powerful position here. Excellent. So we're up to 10 on this at this point, and we just finished up our marketplace in the Zadoki estate. We can grab a new lifestyle perk, and that is going to be, I guess, writing history. Sure. And I want to hop in here. We can upgrade our marketplace again in order to increase our influence when building, but... Oh, right. We need cranes for this. It didn't say that previously. Interesting. So for now, I think upgrading our marketplace for gaining additional influence is not bad. So let's get going on that. Now we're going to need a little bit more gold to build in Nablus, but we'll probably have that pretty soon. We just finished up small mud brick keeps in Tiberias, though, and upgrading the tax assessors here is not terrible. I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to sell the writs of honor. Okay. So we have shameful behavior here. This guy is being a jerk. That's understood. But we did get gold out of it, and that is what we needed. So that's absolutely fine. So hospices have been built in Jaffa. Yes, I'm definitely glad we sold those titles then. And at this point, we're interested in continuing to boost up the quality of our armored horsemen here. The only way that we can do that is this. That would give us 1% toughness. So that's not great, but it will boost our economy a little bit as well, which is always a good thing to do. And as we can see here, we're getting very, very close to being ready to execute this scheme. We're up to 210 influence, so that's not a big concern. We're at 83 right now. This is capped, but we could execute this right now, and this would be capped, wouldn't it? 93. We can do one more phase here, and this will give us 2% more chance. Now we're capped. Okay, so we'll cover every angle there. Perfect. And we were successful. This is not a shock, to be clear. And we're going to grant this over to a noble of the Hebrew culture. And we'll see, yeah, look at this. This is now back to being independent again. I'm wondering if we're hitting some sort of a realm size limit. We're not getting a notification on this, but the moment we got Palmyra back, this once again became independent. I don't know if that's related or not. So this was appointed by Liege, 1326. 2 January 1326, destroyed. And then our liege created it in May. And then she was appointed in August. Interesting. Let's run one more of these and see if we have the same thing happen again. But we can't do a boundary dispute right now. So we might be having some sort of a vassal limit issue or something. 8 out of 320. Okay, that's not really a thing there. So let's see what's going on here. Vassal limit plus 200. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Okay. So I'm still not entirely certain why that's happening, but we might be limited because we are a duchy tier title. I want to take a look at this guy. Does he have anyone underneath him who is above a duchy tier title? Yeah, he's got viceroys here. So this guy is a king tier title, and that is absolutely understood. If we go to the viceroyalty of Serbia, specifically here, this is a kingdom tier title, and that's absolutely understood. So that means that we can go up to a viceroyalty. So that might be what we've got going on here. Tentative border policy means that we can now do a boundary dispute here. And the question is, if we take this, does this immediately go away? So let's put this guy in here. We're going to offer him gold this time, I think. 225 gold. We're running low on prestige. No, let's do prestige one more time. And at this point, let's come down over here. I'm just wanting to see if we can reproduce this, right? So we can get this guy in here. And then for the sycophant, that would be our caravan master here. Looks good. For the proponent, that will be this magistrate. And then for the intermediary, basically anyone will do. This guy. Okay, so we'll work on that, and I want to keep an eye on this and see if it is directly related to that. So I'm going to keep the camera about here where we can see what's going on, well, maybe about here in our entire realm. We did just finish up a construction, though, and I want to check where. Gaza. Okay. So let's get an upgrade over here. There we go. Seems good. Okay, so Palmyra is independent now. Huh. So what's causing this? We are not getting a notification of it. So let's check in here on the title history. So that was on the 20th of November. Created, appointed by liege. So this must be something that our liege is doing. Okay. So he does not want us to be continuing to expand up here, but he's creating border gore in a really awkward way. I wish he wasn't doing that, and I wish the game was giving us a notification of him doing this. So I'm going to continue to run this. I don't believe it's actually related to that, but this is certainly something our liege is doing, and I don't know why he's doing it, so that's awkward, but it's something we can definitely keep an eye on. At this point, we're probably big enough and strong enough that we could think about breaking free from our liege and doing our own thing. Maybe that's not a terrible concept. Maybe. I mean, he's currently attacking the Holy Roman Empire, so there's that. So we just finished up a construction, and that would be somewhere over here, right? Didn't get a notification of where that was. Ah, Nablus. Oh, we finished up 2 constructions, actually. One of these is probably in here. That's okay. So I want to definitely build this Grand Temple here. We'll get that going. That's going to take some time. Now we're going to get this back. But the real question is this something that is endemic to these counties, or is this something that is endemic to, like, our size within the realm? That's an interesting question, and the way to figure that out, I think, would be to try to take over a different location. Like, trying to come up over here would be the idea. So we can see if that ends up being a thing. If this starts reverting like these, then sure. Like, I wonder if the issue... No, that can't be the case. I was going to say I wonder if the issue is the fact that this isn't the correct culture or faith. Interesting. So, the Basilius is currently more willing to do marriage acceptance. I don't think this is going to be a thing, to be clear. I don't think we can get a marriage going there, but we could see something like his son here if we were to arrange a marriage with our daughter. Yeah, if we look here, it would definitely be boosted. Long-standing ties between the houses, but the faith differential still means this is not going to be a thing, and that's not surprising. So that's absolutely okay. We can execute this scheme, and at this point, I expect to get this, and then we're going to have to grant this out, and then the title will be destroyed shortly, and this would become not really independent, but okay, yeah, these two are bickering. That's fine. What I want to do now is I want to try to go after this guy. Let's see. This would be a boundary dispute, but we can't do that right now. Okay. So we're currently on cooldown for that one. Understood. This doesn't happen immediately. Merchant's office has been constructed in the Zadoki estate, so we should probably continue to work on upgrading this. Let's take this up to the Merchant's Guild. There we go. And I just want to watch this for now. I wonder if it's related to starting another scheme. That's an interesting question. If we started this, because I've noticed that this only seems to go independent once we start another one. So my current theory is that it's related to our realm size and that our liege is like trying to contain us. But I'm not seeing any indicators in any of this that that's actually a thing. So that's understood. That is absolutely understood. But we'll see. I'm not going to start another scheme just yet, and we'll let this be for a little bit. We'll check in on that shortly. Yeah, there's plague spreading. That's understood. No issue there. We don't have any upgrades that we can put into our Ramla at this point, and that's fine. How are we doing on standing armies anyway? That is a ways away. 9 years. Court officials is being exposed. That's about 11 months. So that'll get us a domain limit, which would be good. That would mean that we're able to take back one of these, and it would probably end up being, like, Busra here would be what we'd do. Excellent work. Cool. So we gained a favor hook on that mayor. Looks fine. So this is not independent yet, which I would have expected by now. That's interesting. So let's create a boundary dispute here and see if this becomes independent shortly into this. I wonder if it also has to do with maybe recruitment of this person into the scheme. Let's start this scheme. The game is currently paused. And I want to bring in this guy. This is the same guy that we've been bringing in this whole time. And then we would want to bring in these free people. Again, this is the same grouping as before. So this is our marshal. As far as the sycophant goes, we'd bring in our caravan master. Actually, this guy, this magistrate. And then for the proponent, that would be... The caravan master may have died. Our bodyguard here. And then for the intermediary, that would end up being this magistrate here. Okay. So now what we would expect is that this would shortly become independent, if it's related to starting up this scheme. Let's find out. Our counselor died, and that gave us this temple. We should not hold this. This will automatically be granted out, though. It's a temple, so that's not going to be a thing. So that should be fine. We're just watching homes here. For the moment, this is holding. I wonder if this had to do with liege opinion. If it was actions being directly taken by the liege, I would think it would pop up as a notification that you lost a county. That's a pretty big deal. And this still isn't granted. It should be leased out to your court chaplain. Do we not have a court chaplain? Oh, that's the problem. Okay, so we should assign somebody to be our court chaplain, and that would be this guy. Cool. We just discovered court officials, which puts us at 8 of 8. What that, of course, means is that I want to come over here and I want to revoke this appointment. This is going to cost us a little bit, but that's absolutely fine. And now what we can do is we can come in here. We can station our armored horsemen here in Buzra, and we're going to need to probably change around some of these buildings. Yeah, for sure. So I want to possibly change our stone watchtowers here. That's probably fine to keep. This is light cavalry. Let's change the desert agriculture over here over to a stable for now. Okay, we're also going to need to come in here and increase our county control. So that's absolutely something that needs to happen. We'll get that underway. So that looks good. We are still doing well over here. So yeah, I don't know what was causing us to lose these two. As of right now, it's not been reproducible. So we'll continue trying to figure out exactly what that was. If the game gave us a notification about it, that would be nice. We can no longer continue with Convert Faith in County. Okay, so where is this? Gotcha. We should be working in Gaza then. Looks like these have been successfully converted back to Orthodoxy, and we're going to have to do something about that. So that is absolutely fine. Social manipulation. We'll ignore this guy and steal his ideas. It'll be fine. So we gained a hook on him. Perfect. And this is still under our vassalage. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe it had to do... Maybe it had to do with the opinion when we demanded conversion. That's something we did differently. Let's demand conversion and see if that's reproducible. So we then don't bargain for the soul, and she loses 10 opinion of us. Okay, so we finished our Merchants Guild in the Zadoki estate. We should probably continue to work on things here. I want to work on bringing up the pastures here. So this is going to be eventually going into the heavy cavalry upgrades. But for now, that's going to take a little while. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on this. We are currently high enough up to execute this scheme, so let's go ahead and cover every angle there. And Palmyra is now ours. So we will grant this over to a noble of the Hebrew culture. That'll be fine. And that's this all put back together at this point. So if we look at this, this guy's at 87 opinion of us, 14 opinion, 100 opinion. Okay, so our vassals mostly in these areas that have not gone away have okay or better opinions of us, right? This lady's at minus 33. So we could potentially, like, send her a gift to boost that up. I don't know. I'm not entirely... Ooh, that's a lot of influence. I'm not entirely certain what is causing these two to go independent, and they're not doing it now. They did it once in this episode, so I don't think it was a bug that was solved by restarting the game. I don't know. That's very odd. Well, over here in Jerusalem, we can absolutely be working on a farms and fields upgrade. So let's do that for the moment. And we can continue to expand up over this way. So over here in Antioch, we'd be interested in potentially doing a boundary dispute up over here. We can try this and see if this sparks these two to leave again. We'll see. It'll be interesting. So we can bring in this guy. He would probably be willing to come in with just some prestige, and I'm okay with that. So 17 days sounds good. We can now go with a freebie like this guy. And then for sycophants, we can almost certainly bring in enough... Oh, there's our caravan master. He did not die. I just missed him previously. We can almost certainly bring in enough scheme power from our realm here that are just free to join. So that's absolutely okay. We're up to 85. That looks... Okay, we're completing a bunch of buildings. Imperial expedition was aborted, and we have avoided a war. Okay. So... Damascus gained encouraged development. Cool. These have not gone away yet. Oh, these guys are a powerful family. We are not considered a powerful family. Our day will come. It's not surprising, to be clear, that we're not considered a powerful family. If we go into the noble families here and look at our family, which should be up over this direction-ish. Where is it? We should be in here. Oh, we moved up to 62. Okay, so the number of held governorships has definitely upgraded. Noted. So yeah, we definitely moved up the ranks somewhat. We have a ways to go. We definitely have a ways to go. But progress is being made. We would very much like to make it up to authoritative. We are currently 61 and in poor health. So we need to consider we're probably going to die soon. This guy is our player heir, and we need to check in to see if he's the player heir of the locations that we hold, right? So this duchy, he is. This duchy, he is not. Okay, we should probably fix that. So if we influence candidacy here, contribute enough to put him in first place. There we go. Did that not update? This hasn't updated. Okay, we'll give it a moment. And he's in first place up in this duchy. So this stuff up over here, we'll see how that ends up going. We don't hold it directly, so that's probably fine. But I do want to check in on the province of Verdun. Yeah, so this guy is really high up. Okay. So that would cost 250 to drop him down by 50. If we wanted to influence candidacy here and contribute enough to put him first in line, that would cost 50 now. This doesn't appear to be changing. For the province of Edessa, hang on, this is a wrong province. That's the issue. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. We've been contributing to the wrong province. So when we open this from here, I expected that it would go into the correct province. It did not. So we're good here and good here for now. We do need to work on this. So that means we need influence. And I'd like to potentially slander this guy. Maybe once we finish this. So let's let that go for now. We've not lost Homs or Palmyra at this moment. So that's good to know. We're up to 15 advantages. We need to build this up a little bit more here. 16. So this is now 17 advantages. There's the hospital done. That gives us some prestige, or actually influence. So that is good. Over in Gaza, I'd like to upgrade... that's pretty expensive. We could upgrade this. And then in Jaffa, we could upgrade like that. Okay, beautiful. So that looks good for now. We're up to 18. Just about ready to execute this scheme. 19 and 20. Okay. We probably didn't need 20 advantages, but let's go ahead and do that. Success. Okay. So we took Antioch out over here. This is, of course, going to be granted out. Something along the lines of this. Okay. So that looks fine for right now. And hopefully we'll hold that. But what we really need to do right now is we need to work on this jerk. So we're going to work on slandering him. And I think a balanced agent arrangement would be good. So let's see here. A courtesan that we could convince here. 32 or 44. So that would increase our secrecy. I feel like bringing in this lady would probably be pretty good. But we can leverage advantages on that. So we can bring in a bureaucrat here. 87 days on this. So if we bring this guy in for just prestige, and then we bring in as a socialite, well, this would be 38 days, so we'd need 28. And this guy would be 34. So that looks fine. That'll bring our phase durations down. And then for the intermediary, we currently have a maximum of 30. So this would be 28, bringing us up to 58%. And then this would bring us 26. That would bring us to high enough. 84. Okay. Then we'd want to bring in a courtesan, like this lady. And we would need some advantages for that. So this will bring us up to 3 advantages now. And the question is, would that be enough to get her into this? The answer is no. With prestige, almost. We'll get 2 more advantages, and we'll see what that feels like. So that's 4 advantages, and finally, 5 advantages. We just inherited the barony of Nawa. Okay, we'll take a look at that in a moment. So I want to bring this lady in here. 2 reasons, and then with prestige, that would do the trick. Our prestige is getting low, but also we're going to die soon, so that's understood. So the barony of Nawa, this city holding. Any buildings we want to change? We could change the camelry here, actually, to something like hospices or hunting grounds. That would probably be better. Or the caravanserai. It's not the county capital. So we could go for workshops, or we could just go for the percentage increase with blacksmiths, and I'm going to do that. So we're going to grant this out. We don't want to hold that ourselves. Perfect. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to continue to be confused about what was going on up over here, I think. We'll try to figure it out, but if it stops, then that's great. We'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.